So good morning. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here in Vero Beach. Yeah, it's a little toasty, but that's part of summer as we're wrapping up summer, sort of, I guess. So really, you got about another month of real hot weather here coming through this Treasure Coast area. Hey, Vero Nation, welcome. We are at the Citrus Bowl today. It is the 2022 Media Day here for the Fighting Indians. This is where the guys get a chance to get their pictures taken, get all that stuff out of the way, and get set for fall camp, as they call it. I mean, really, to me, it's still summer, but they'll call it fall camp, and they'll get started with that come Monday. So get all this other stuff out of the way so they can just buckle down and get back to business, which is getting set for the new season coming underway. I'm Paul Tipton, along with Gary Paris and Ronnie Self. Glad to have you along today for Media Day. Thanks for joining us here at the Vero Nation Network. Gary, this is always the interesting time of year because, you know, these boys are starting to itch. They're really starting to get ready to fire up and get the season underway. Coaches really want to get the season underway because you practice, and eventually it almost becomes so mundane that you just would rather just get to the season as quickly as possible.
Well, you're right. And the thing they've been doing all summer is they've been lifting weights. They've been conditioning. They've been 7-on-7 camps all throughout the summer. And linemen have gone through drills after drills and coordination and trying to get themselves in condition. And even though this is fall football, as you just said, here we are at the 1st of August. It's the high football in the state of Florida, but we're just 21 days away from the kickoff of the first game of the year. So It's so important that the conditioning gets involved in it, and the kids are ready to play. They're ready to go and put the pads on. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we had a chance. We got a sneak peek, Ronnie, a few months back when we were here for the spring game and taking on Palm Beach Central. And we're probably going to see a few new faces come fall when the season kicks underway. But go back to that spring game. And what was really impressive to me was watching that defense under not head coach, but defensive coordinator Bill Mata.
It was, Paul. It was different than what we've seen, the past 6 or 7 years with the way that the defense played. And, I'm excited to see what's going to perspire come about during the season.
Well, perspiring is something that we will all do for sure as we sit out here today.
Paul, going along with what Ronnie said, as aggressive as Lenny Jankowski is with his offense and as creative as he is with his offense, Bill Mata will be the same on defense.
Yeah.
He'll be very creative. It's going to be intensified like we've never seen anything. You'll see more stunts, more blitzes, and the way he disguises his defense is fantastic.
Yeah, there's some old familiar faces that are going to be around the program this year. We talked about Bill Mata. Lou Ferrari, who's no stranger to this program, was here through the spring. I think he's going to be helping out a little bit through the course of the fall as well. Then we're hearing about some names that we all really know, like Kenny Holmes and Dale Dawkins, potentially coming out and helping out as well. So there's this kind of buzz that's been building, Gary, over the last 6 weeks through these summer months here that really kind of gets me fired up and ready for the season to get going.
Paul, you're right. I mean, I was out here during the spring, and you came by several times. Ronnie, you were out there almost every day too. That you came out, and what we got a chance to see during the spring was this enthusiasm, especially, again, on the defensive side of the ball, how they created the schemes that they were working on. And it's like the kids are excited about it. When you talk to them, man, they're ready to play. And there'll be some new faces, some things that we've got to replace. You and I will talk about that throughout this program. But as far as for our Vero Nation, I'm telling you all, this is going to be a very good football team. It has the potential to do that. And it also, if we keep people healthy and the kids mature as Coach anticipates they will.
Absolutely. And get started, Gary, with those off-season programs. You talked about the weightlifting. These guys have been going to 7-on-7, and then they've had their camps that they've gone to, whether it's been lineman camps, to then, skills camps and all these different things. These guys, man, have been nonstop busy. I mean, it's really, when you look at their schedule for the off season, it's amazing. I give a lot of credit to the players, the parents that have to get their kids here to all these different, events and whatnot. They are all committed to this program and to this season.
Yeah, you're right. And Ronnie, you were out there with me during the spring on almost every day. You spent your time over on the defensive side. I loved it. I loved the way the defense was aggressive. They wanted to get at it, and they were having fun with this new scheme.
They were, Gary, and the thing that amazed me from day 1 or 2 practice to the spring game was the growth that defense made. I wouldn't give you 2 cents for them in the first 3 or 4 days of practice, but by the end, they looked like a pretty good unit out there on the field, especially in that spring game.
Well, they're buying in, Paul, to Bill Mata's defense. They then during against the spring game against Palm Beach Central, our defense was aggressive. As a matter of fact, I tell you what, they really set the tone in that game, allowed Vero Beach to win the spring game. I don't put a lot of stock in spring games because you take people out, you don't play your starters all the way through. It's not meant to do that, so you have to take it as with a certain amount of reservations about when you win one. Mm-hmm. But I thought our defense did a great job and helped win that game, especially against a quarterback, and they had their 2 starting receivers that came back. And in the first half, we flustered and frustrated him and I loved it was because of our defense. So Ronnie's right. There's a lot of exciting things happening out there, and I look for. They got a great linebacking core. They got a great. We'll talk about this throughout this morning, but they have some faces out there that are. Some are new, some are going to be new names, but I'm excited about it. I really am.
Yeah, we are very excited about the potential of what this program can look like come fall and through the course of this season. We'll talk a little bit later when we have a chance to talk with Coach Jay about the schedule. It's a very interesting schedule, and no surprise, Coach Jay has put together another tough, competitive schedule. And, some people may go, wow, man, there's both sides of this coin here. You got the ones that go, you never play anybody tough until you get to the playoffs. So we changed that. We play tough, and you go, well, you might want to put a few of those softies in there so you can get a little more playing time, practice, and all those different things. But the truth of the matter is that if you don't get those points for your schedule, it makes it tough for the playoffs, Gary.
I really think that what the coaches like to do, they like to front end their schedule. They like to have that, coming in and playing a very tough, competitive teams in the beginning. Because it gets your team is healthy, your team can compete, and if you get a loss, then you're rooting for your team to beat you to go on and have a great season, because if they do, that's going to be more points for you as a program. So a lot of schools, you see them front end of the schedule is made up of good competition. Now in our district, we are playing a very tough schedule up front against teams in the state of Florida, down especially out of Miami and Palm Beach County. But our district is a top-notch district, and our last game of the year is against Treasure Coast, regular season game. And in the last 4 or 5 years, it's been Vero Beach, Treasure Coast have won the district. And then you throw Centennial in, who made the playoffs last year. You've got a very tough, and Martin County, who was 9-1 last year, for their schedule. So it's going to be a very tough district schedule, plus the games that we have that are non-district, Paul.
Yeah, I was looking at that schedule the other day, just trying to get ready for this broadcast, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our 10 teams on the schedule were in the playoffs last year.
That's tough. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That means that every coach has tasted success. Every returning player has tasted success.
Yep.
And they've been a part of it. And winning becomes a tradition. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that you try to build up, consistency and tradition at your programs. And every coach loves to have that ability to be able to win and to have that, and you'd like to carry that over into the next season.
And as you talked to about the points, the strength of schedule is so important. I mean, last year is a perfect example. We did not win the district championship. So our strength of schedule points allowed us to participate in the playoffs because we had enough that made us an at-large berth, and we were the fifth seed. So, we were, in some respects, some of the other district champions, we had a better record and better points. But because you don't win the district championship, you can't get into one of those top 4 seats. So having a tough schedule actually can pay huge dividends for you at the end of the year if you want to make postseason. And definitely at Vero Beach, that is always the goal. We want to make the playoffs, want to give these guys an opportunity to make a run for a state title. And so that changes things too, Gary, because now the playoff picture is going to look a whole lot different now because there's been a reclassification that's taken place. We now have 2 basic leagues now. You have your Suburban League and you have your Metro League. There are 4 classifications in each league. We are now put into the Suburban League, and our district changes by 1 addition, and that is Martin County comes into our district now, and as you said, makes it a very, very competitive district.
It's going to be a fun district, and if you like competition and you like a program that's not scared to play opponents, then Vero Beach is that team. And I'm going to tell you right now, Lenny is the master at scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we have 11 games scheduled, counting a preseason game. 9 of them are at home.
Yeah.
9 of them are at home. And the ability to do that is that you give the opponent an opportunity. You pick up his travel, his meals, and gives them a chance to come to Vero Beach. They know about the history of Vero Beach. They know the crowds will be large, and they know the fans will be going nuts, and that's all part of Vero Nation. And so they want to bring their kids and put them in that atmosphere. And Lenny gets a lot of calls every time we'd like to come play in Vero because I want my kids to see what it's like to be at a winning program.
So let's talk about that. So we start on August 19th with the preseason kickoff classic, and it's Boca Raton that comes here to the Citrus Bowl. Last year they were 8-3. They lost in the first round of the playoffs to Deerfield. They're an 8A school, at least is how the classification was last year. Now they go into the Metro League, so they are a 4M. They're in District 11. So that means we won't see them if both teams get to the playoffs. We would never see this team because we're in the Suburban League. They're in the Metro League. But that's how we get started off, Gary, with a playoff team coming back off an 8-3 season.
Well, to go into the Metro and to the Suburban, it's all based on the population of your county.
Mm-hmm.
If your county's above 400-some-odd thousand people in your county, and the school's in there, and it's based on that means there's a lot of schools in your district that are in your county or in your area. So you got West Palm Beach, you got Broward County, you got Dade County, and Duval County on the east coast of Florida that are all part of the Metro. Then you have Seminole, and then you have Orange County that's in the center of the state of Florida. Then you have Pinellas and Tampa that's on the west coast of Florida. And that's your Metro. Now, everybody else is going to be under the Suburban, and like we are, and it'll be different. It'll be like we're called 4S this year.
Yep.
And in the Metro will be naturally 4M. So it's exciting. You can play these teams during the season, but when it comes down to it, basically, Paul, the theory behind it was that a Suburban team, a team like Vero Beach, would never be able to compete against a Metro team in the sense because they have open enrollment now across the state. Well, if you have a school in Miami, you got a great coach and a good program, a lot of kids are going to try to apply and want to play there.
Right.
We've seen it in the past where the private schools would go out and get kids, and they can offer scholarship money based on the financial needs of a team, of that individual. But now it's open. Everybody's open. But in the big cities, 7 out of the last 8 championships have been won by Metro schools.
True.
And the one that didn't do it, it was Venice last year.
Yeah.
And Venice is in the urban league. I wish they'd kind of moved the that Sarasota County and all that over into the or Manatee, whatever county that is, over into the Metro. But no, and that was the reason to balance it out and to give other teams. There are balanced really well. There are 80 some odd high schools, 80 plus high schools in the Metro, and there's like I think 80 plus some schools that are in the suburban. So it's going to have champs for the suburban. You're going to have chance for the Metro, and then when it even gets more down in the lower class, you'll see the rural schools.
Yes, you will. So that's the preseason game against Boca gets us started off here, and then and we have, I believe, it's 7 in a row before we ever go on a road game. So 7 at home. The regular season actually will kick off against South Fork. Now, South Fork coming off not a real great year at 3-7. I guarantee you they're looking to rebound. And, boy, I tell you what, nothing would kick off their season better if they could get a win against Vero here at home.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Absolutely. And everybody knows, hey, listen, because economics and because a lot of things, you like to play in your area.
Yep.
And South Fork is not, they're not afraid to play. They'll play most anybody out there in the area and all. And they want to play Vero. They're playing in Vero Beach. Mm-hmm. Again, Lenny is generous with supporting because we have such a great booster club that raises a ton of money for these for this athletic program. And because of our turnout, the number of people that come to one of our games, this is a program that's going to be successful financially because the parents that put forth the effort. Later on in our program, our Bobby Paris, my wife, will be able to interview the president of the Booster Club this year, Angela. Tell me how it's Banzoff. Okay, very, very, very. Just a really neat and nice young mother, and she's really involved in the program. They have tremendous ideas, and they're going to share those thoughts with us, the things they'll be doing too. But again, getting back to it, because of the schedule, Paul, teams want to come here, and Vero can financially bring them here.
So we're at Media Day here at the Citrus Bowl. 2022 Fighting Indians are getting their pictures taken right now for the programs and all the different stuff that goes along with getting your pictures taken and getting all that done. And, you know, for your freshman guys, this is an exciting day because you haven't done this before. For your seniors, they're just kind of going, all right, this is also a special moment because this is my last time of being with this team and taking the photos and whatnot. So you got both ends of that spectrum there as far as range of emotions go. Gary, after we play South Fork, we've got Palm Beach Gardens coming here to the Citrus Bowl last season. Gators were 6-5. They made it to the playoffs, and they ran into a buzzsaw called Treasure Coast.
I would hate to. It's tough to play them in the district, but if you play them in the playoff, you know what you're up against, and it's even though you know what you're up against, trying to stop it is tough.
Yes, very, very tough. After Palm Beach Gardens, we've got Port St Lucie. Now, we've gone back and forth. We've had Port St Lucie here. There's been a few years where we didn't have them here. Port St Lucie right now is riding a nice wave. Their program started to accelerate. Last year, they had their best season ever. It's 7-3. They got to the playoffs. Lost to Lake Wales in the first round.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got to love Port St. Lucie's. Their consistency, they've been resilient. They've built this program starting over with new coaches, and they've really done a good job. And, again, they got to the playoffs. And, again, I'm happy for them. And wanting to play Vero Beach shows you that they probably got a pretty good team coming back next year. I
would agree. Westwood last season, they want to just put that season way behind them. 0-9 last year. But you know what, Gary, you talked about, you alluded to the open enrollment. That can flip a program on a dime. I mean, you can go from an 0-9, you can go from worst to first potentially with open enrollment now. So who knows who might move in to Westwood there in that area, and that could really change the complexion of that program. So you can't take things for granted.
No, you're right.
after Westwood, then Miami Palmetto comes back to the Citrus Bowl. They were in the playoffs last year, made it all the way to the third round where they lost to Columbus, coming off a 9-3 season, Gary.
I'm going to tell you what, they are good. That program is good. They're consistent. They do a good job. They're in a very tough, competitive area where a lot of schools recruit down there. They have and I'm not accusing anybody, but it's been well known.
With open enrollment, I mean, it's just.
But a coach is not allowed to go out and recruit a kid. But it happens through recreation coaches. It happens through AAU. It happens through different channels. And these schools down there, you talk about cutthroat. The things they get the kids to come, it's tough. Yep. And in Vero Beach, we're stuck in an area that's in between Brevard and Palm Beach, and we're amongst ourselves here. We're just and we're going to get some transfers. We do get transfers.
Yep. We've seen it over the last probably 2-3 years now.
And it gives the kid a right to choose where he wants to graduate or play his his high school football. It's almost like the college portal in high school.
It's very similar to that, Gary. And, there's some certain requirements that have to be met. A student can't just all of a sudden show up to a school.
Right.
There has to be a certain amount of vacancy available in a school. The student's required to provide his own transportation because he's not in that respective district that provides transportation. So there are some things that, you have to check off the box. You can't just show up and, be at a school. But, there's, like you said, there are ways that things can be done, and these, whether you talk about, a program down in Miami to up in Tallahassee area, they find ways to get it done. And, you can make the argument of, well, is that good for the kid or not? I don't know. I mean, I think that ultimately, like you said, it ought to be up to the parents and the kid. If they want to go play at a particular school, they should have the right to go do that.
Well, it's taking the kid from out of the district. They used to have to live in a district. You had to be a part of a district. And you had to. That's where you had to go. Mm-hmm. But because some schools had less of academic scores, grades, and they grade the high schools, they grade the schools, and they found out that then a student should have the opportunity. He, the parent, should have the opportunity to go to the school that they choose to go to for academics, and now it's for athletics. So it is what it is. We have to live with it. We've got to compete in it.
And look, Vero has had people leave Vero and go to other schools. So it's not like, it's not just like you all of a sudden, oh, wow, Vero can just get richer. No.
Well, every kid thinks that he or she is going to be a star at their school, and they should. They should feel that way. That's how you build your confidence.
Yep.
But when it doesn't happen, when all of a sudden a kid doesn't start or he's like third team, he's not even second team, parents want to blame the coach or they want to blame the program, and then they'll start looking for other schools to go to that they possibly can bring their son or daughter to further advance their athletics. And again, that happens all over the state of Florida this time of the year. Well, it's already happening this time of the year now. And Vero has several transfer students on his program this year. We don't know who's going to stick, who's not going to. But one thing I'll say: once you play a game, you're stuck there for that season.
Yeah.
Once you're on that roster for a game, that locks you in. That's the way I understand it. You can't transfer in the middle of the year or the first of the year to go to another school, Paul. So it's a commitment to you when you go there that you're here for at least a year.
Well, the guys are getting their photos done right now, if you can hear that clapping in the background there. But, Gary, I was just going to say, many, many moons ago, I played on a team that you coached in recreation ball. My parents came to you and complained because you kept putting me in the game. So.
Well, the rule was I had to play you.
I know. And I told them that, but they didn't want to listen. They're like, I don't want him in there, But, no. But, so we've got Miami Palmetto. Fort Pierce Central had a 4-6 season last year. Hey, don't worry about that. That's just GT.
That's GT. GT's part of our team. He's just out
He
here.
likes to do those
camera time.
He likes those photo bombs. You know, he's notorious for that. We're just glad he kept his shirt on this time. 4-6 record for Fort Pierce Central last year. Mike Watkins is working on rebuilding that program. I expect the Cobras will be a lot more competitive this year.
And you got two Watkins brothers down there in our district, and you know that they both have all studied and tutored by Lenny Jankowski. So that just tells you what to expect down there. The thing that guys like that is keeping your players in place now. You know, keeping them not wanting to leave to go to Treasure Coast or to Vero Beach and or to Palm Beach schools down there. It's to keep them in place. And the people like the Watson brothers, they're going to be good in their competition, and it's going to be a much better Fort Pierce Central team.
So after that, we've got Wellington, and that will be the last of that straight home game series there with Wellington. Again, last year, 7-4, lost in the first round of the playoffs to Boone, another 8A school, but will be in the Metro League now instead of the Suburban.
Yeah, you know what? There are teams, a lot of teams down the West Palm Beach area that I'm going to miss out of. I really felt like a lot of those teams still belong with us in our, the Centrals and the Wellingtons and the Palm Beach Gardens and Palm Beach, a lot of schools down there that we've enjoyed playing through the years and that we're going to miss. And we only get to play them in the season, but we don't get to play them in the playoffs. And we had some great rivalries games down there over the years. So
we sure
you're
did.
right.
So we're into, of course, I failed to mention that with Central, that was one of our district matchups. Then we've got another district matchup, and that will be Centennial, but that'll be our first road game. So another Watkins brother, Josh, that will go face down there at St Lucie.
2 years ago, a couple years ago, we played down there, and if it weren't for the DeMarcus Harris tackle on an interception, that he at the end of the game, or we would not have been district champs. They would have been district champs that time.
Yep.
And he makes a great tackle saving play, and that's how competitive they can be. They got talent. They got great coaches. Again, one more of those Watkins brothers. That are coaching in the area, and they're a good team. They made the playoffs last year, and they're solid. Again, they got an area where there are a lot of students, and they can build a big program there.
That's a team that always plays us tough year to year, I think.
Yep.
That's one of the few that play us tough year in, year out, whether they're a good team or a bad team.
I agree, Ronnie. It's one of those rivalry games. It's like you have to always throw out the records. You just got to say that this is going to be a dogfight for 4 quarters, and you better bring it because they're going to bring it. I mean, last year they were 5-5, but because of their strength of schedule points, they were able to make the playoffs. They ended up losing in the first round to Palm Beach Central, who eventually beat us in the second round. After Centennial, we have back-to-back road games. I know, it's unheard of, right? We've got Martin County, which now is going to be a district game now that Martin County has moved into our district with the reclassification. Now Martin County now becomes basically the 4M in District 12. And so we'll be back on the road. We faced them a couple of years down there on the road and won that game. Martin County coming off maybe one of their best seasons in quite a while at 9-1. Got to the second round of the playoffs before they exited out, Gary.
They're going to be listen, we interviewed their coach during the spring on one of our podcasts, and man, what a light! He just was so easy to talk with, and we enjoyed having him. And he talked about losing a lot of kids from that team, but he feels like they have built a good tradition down there now, and success builds success, and they really believe that is their motto down there. So yes, it's going to be fun being with them. So, it'd be playing them. And
then, of course, we round out the regular season. We come back home, and it's Treasure Coast. And it could be for the district title at that point.
And don't be surprised if both teams and again, this is looking ahead, but both teams could be 9-0 at that time.
Yeah.
And what a great match that would be at undefeated teams playing each other for the district champ and the bye.
After that, we'll have to wait and see. If we make the playoffs, then we figure out who we're going to play, because it's going to be a whole new deal with this whole reclassification. We'll have to check out and see what teams potentially we could play, because it will look a whole lot different than it has over the last several years. Well, the guys have finally gotten done with all their photos, and I think it's going to give us an opportunity now to get to know some of these guys. And some of the guys that we'll be talking to, you're familiar with. We hope to be talking with Quincy Rogers and Vondravius, Jacobs, and we'll be talking to Coach Jankowski. We'll be talking to a few Bill Mata later on. So that is our plan here. We'll be talking to some guys who are going to be getting their starts for the first time this season, and it's going to be special, Gary. You know, these guys are getting all amped up.
Absolutely. They're fired up right here. They're going to have all the seniors get their picture taken right next to us, and then Angela Benzoff will be out here working to get players for us to talk to, and then the coaches. We'll talk to Lenny Jankowski, and we'll talk to Bill Mata, hopefully, and then Bobby Paris will have to get a chance to talk to Angela, and then you and I will wrap it up.
So, Gary, these guys, obviously, they've been in the weight room, they've been at drills, they've been at camps and all these different things. So let's talk position by position. Let's start with that offensive line. Obviously, weight room. You get in the weight room, what is one of the main things that the guys are going to do? Is it squats? Is it bench press? All the above?
It's all the above. And what you want to do is you want to build your legs for strength. And you want to build your upper chest, because you have got to pop that defensive lineman and stop him right there in his tracks. Mm-hmm. You've got to slow him down. That doesn't mean you're going to, he's not going to start spin and do that. But you want to hold him, and what you want to do, and I don't mean literally hold him, but you want to, I'm trying to get Coach Jay not to walk in front of the cameras.
Too late. Walk in front of the cameras and hey, nice photo bomb.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, you look good from the side, Coach.
Yeah. We got a cameo from Coach Jay. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. But they have the offensive line this year. You talk to the coaches, he likes the way this unit is played. The whole spring, the dedication, the being out there at every practice, lifting weights, and doing the things that they do to make them better. Mm-hmm. And they had a great spring, and they had a great spring game. So there's high expectations for this offensive line. This could be a very good offensive line. We just got to get some depth, and that's one thing we were working on right now. And that'll always be every program's problem, is your depth.
So if they're doing their job, they make some nice holes for those running backs. What do running backs work on in the offseason?
Well, running backs, again, strengthen their legs and upper body strength so that you don't get tackled by an arm. You don't want to get tackled by somebody reaching out and grabbing your arm. You want to be able to break through tackles. You've got to work on your skill sets about being able to catch the ball out of the backfield. You've got to be able to know your hole, and you've got to be able to pick up a blitz on when you're pass blocking. Those are things to protect your quarterback when you're not part of that set. And so that's the running backs. And we've got a couple good ones. Quincy Rogers and Jaquan Jean are really going to be two good ones that we'll have.
Yes, they will. All right, how about your receivers?
Receivers, this year, the biggest challenge to me, one of the best receivers in the state of Florida playing on the team, and that's Dre Jacobs. Vondravius Jacobs is committed to Florida State already, and Florida State is excited about having this young man. This is a 4-star wide receiver that's going to go play at Florida State, and he gives you the ability to jump, the ability to run. He's got soft hands, great hands. He is a premier receiver. And that is good, and he's going to be even better. Then you have the question mark will be who's going to take Ephraim Floyd's spot.
Yeah.
Ephraim caught 70 passes, and he caught ran for over 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns, 15 or 16 or whatever it may be. But he had a fantastic year. You got Vondravius, but what happens is if you got to have that slot receiver so that you can take the double team away from Vondravius. And whether that's Brock Thomas or if it's Woolard or, we just don't know that combination is going to be. Then on the boundary side, the other side, you have Troy Smith, probably the fastest guy on the team. And Troy's got to work on being more consistent with he runs a good route, he's strong, he's tough, and he's looking for him to be able to be more consistent catching the ball. You got to work on that.
All right, well then, of course, that leads to the quarterback, Gary.
Well, that's a good question. The question will be that who's going to be Coach Jay now is trying to help us. Help us get these guys. And
we could see Kisney's been working on his footwork. That was good. That was good. Yeah.
So the quarterback, we don't know whether it's going to be Aronson, Chavez, two students that have transferred in, and then Whitley, who was our quarterback, or Whiteley rather, was our quarterback at during the spring.
Mm-hmm.
So you got great competition there, and we're not sure who's going to be that quarterback. We have an idea right now, but that's not our job to tell.
No, and really it might not even come down to we won't know until we see them line up behind center on the first game.
Exactly.
So, but we do expect that to be a very heavy contested position. It was very interesting when we were in the spring. I mean, Jake, I thought, did about as good a job as he could do playing the position. And, and he's still in the mix of things. He's trying to compete for that job, and I really applaud his efforts there. Because, look, there are certain things you can teach, and there are certain things you can't. And one of those things you can't teach is you can't make a kid taller all of a sudden. If you could, boy, coaches would coach him up big time, wouldn't they?
Well, he's got potential. You're hoping that he grows a little bit. He's just a junior this year, and you better hope, you hope he gets a little height. If he can get up to, if he can get up to 5'10", 5'11", he's 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But he's so smart. He knows how to make the reads. He's good about doing those little things. And he did a good job in the spring game. I'll say this right now. He was very, very good about in the spring game. So we got a competition there. Coach probably won't know or won't make that final commitment till after he's get a couple scrimmages in.
All right, so let's flip on the other side, Gary, for a second. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's talk about maybe some specialties. So your kicker or punter, which Cameron Perez was both last year. I don't know if he'll do both of those this season. You also have Jesse Lewis, who was getting some playing time a little bit near the end of the season. What are kickers and punters? Is there particular things that they can work on, technique, or is there strengthening that they can do through the offseason?
Kickers can just, again, work your legs, get yourself in conditioning, but the main thing is to get reps. Feel comfortable where your timing is everything with the kicker. You really need to be able to, when the holder puts his hand, he looks at you and says, "Are you ready?" His hand is down. When his hand comes up, that center will snap that ball. And when that ball snapped, you've got to be in time and in sync with the center, snap and the hold, and work on those things. So to me, the snapper, the holder, and the kicker need a ton of reps. And that's the thing you work on more than anything else. And the young man that we've got leading the pack right now, or leading that group, is Jesse Lewis. And Jesse came in at the end of last year and made a few, but also this spring. He nailed them this year.
Yeah, he did.
Spring. He looked very, very good. So it was good to see his ability, his challenge.
All right, so let's jump on the other side of the ball and start with your defensive linemen. Do they kind of do a lot of what like the offensive linemen do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The main thing is that they lift, be strong, be quick. It's just the reverse. and develop a real nasty attitude. You know what I mean? When you're over there, because we tell the offensive line, that guy is going to try to rip your head off. He's not going to like you to win. You have to win 7 out of 10 battles during a game. To me, if you grade in the 70s and 80% as an offensive lineman, man, you've done a great job. Mm-hmm. That means you're doing your job. Mm-hmm. And on the other side, if he only grades 30%, he's not doing his job.
Right.
And so you've got to you work on speed, you work on strength, you work on a lot of those things, developing a dip, an over the arm, a rip, and I'm trying to get these young kids. They don't know it. They just want to walk right through. But it's technique and strength and speed.
I'm looking at some of these players here. I don't know if we'll be able to get a chance to I'm trying to get their attention here. Maybe get them over here.
Well, maybe we can get Ronnie, go get Angela and tell her that we're ready for coach and we're ready for the players.
That'd be good. So continuing on. Okay, so we talked about our defensive linemen. So you got your linebackers. And everybody's just kind of getting used to it. This is a high-traffic area. We did not realize this would be such a high-traffic area, but, yeah, it is what it is, folks. We're just doing some live streaming here on YouTube, and this is what it is, all right?
And all the kids are wandering around, and we're trying to get coordinated.
I hope you're enjoying this, by the way.
And the thing about it is each coach is getting pictures with his team, and then if you've got guys that want to get pictures with their neighborhood gang and all like that. That's all that's happening right now, too. And we're working on trying to get Lenny Jankowski and getting Bill Mata over. And
they'll make their ways over here. So, all right, so your linebackers, what are they working on?
Linebackers are working on, I tell you what, to me the hardest thing to teach linebackers is the eye to find the ball. You've got to find the ball. One thing that they need to do is focused on the ball, trying to find the ball. Now, that's drills that you learn from your coaches, and you study that. You work on trying to find the ball. And it's if a quarterback can disguise it, and that's what quarterbacks are taught to do on a handoff. You want to ride that handoff as long as you can, and then you pull it out, and then you just, then you hand it off. And so we're starting to get a few players come over and get a chance to talk to them. And
so let's finish up that thought, Gary.
Yeah.
So there's your linebackers.
They work on quickness. Yep. They work on drops, and they work on tackles.
Okay. How about your secondary?
Secondary is about being able to learn how to recover. Once you get beat, how do you recover to get back and do it quickly? You work on turn your hips. You get your man-to-man, and you do the things that you want to work on that, and especially on the defensive secondary. It's very tough. You've got to work on drops, quick feet, turn your hips, and then you got to be able to tackle.
Well, look who it is. It's Quincy Rogers who's joined us here. And, hey, Quince, welcome back. Actually, we're probably the ones that need to be welcomed back. You've been here. You guys have been working nonstop since January.
Yes, sir.
Man, I was talking to somebody the other day, and the schedule was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, every week you guys got either weightlifting, you're going to a 7-on-7, to a camp. I mean, did you get a break at all?
Nah, not really. We were just trying to put in extra work for the team because we got a lot of younger guys trying to get them up just in case somebody get hurt or something like that. But, I mean, this season we're going to do really good. We got a lot of playmakers. We got Dre Jacobs. We got Troy Smith. We got a new quarterback came in. We also got a big tight end, 6'6", and you also got me and Guinn. So we should be
carries, 548 yards, got 8 touchdowns. Also caught the ball 15 times for 165 yards. So what did Quincy work on in the offseason to get better?
I mean, really, I was working on my speed, really, and then working on my vision and my cuts because, I want to be the type of running back where I can make one cut and then just be gone. I don't want to get catched on the sideline or even up the hole. I just want to break a lot of tackles, and just, try to carry my team.
Well, you got these guys that want to be in the camera as well, too. They want to steal your spotlight, man.
They're photobombing you, man.
They're taking your attention, man.
And let me ask you this, Quince. Playing with Reggie last year, you guys were such a great tandem. You had thunder, you had lightning, and you guys could really. But playing with a guy like that, what did you learn from what Reggie did last year or carry on this year?
I mean, I learned where like, really, I really learned where like he helped me where like I can like see him play, cause he was like way bigger than me. So like I can like look off him and see like what he do and translate that to next year, cause he's not gonna be here. Obviously, it's gonna be me and Jaquan. But really though, I'm really ready to carry the load for the team and just do whatever it takes to win a state championship.
Are you gonna be Thunder or are you gonna be Lightning this year?
I'm gonna be both.
I love it. I love it.
We hope so. We believe you will too. And I love your style of running. I love the way you catch the ball too out of the backfield. You did a good job doing that last year too.
You know, we were watching you guys. You know, you were sitting up there taking your photos and whatnot. You know, think about this, man. This is the last time that you're sitting up there, and did it kind of hit you a little bit that this is it?
I mean, it hit me a little bit. What really hit me though was not seeing Coach George beside us, because I really miss him so much.
Yeah, I got him right here, man. Got that. That's what we do, right?
Mine's faded away. I was running every game, so it just faded away. I gave it to Patrick Joe, and I don't know what happened to it after that.
That's good.
You know,
good
Pastor
tribute.
Joe. You know how he's going to be.
Good tribute to a great guy. You did a great job
Yes,
last
sir.
year.
All right, man. Is there? I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Have you looked at the schedule, and is there a team that you've circled?
I circled 2 teams. I circled Miami Palmetto and Treasure Coast.
All right. Why Palmetto?
Because they say they got a powerhouse. They got a lot of good guys, but I think we're ready.
All right.
I think we're ready.
We
Treasure
got-
Coast, you sure already know
Well,
why we circled
yeah,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. That's payback time, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, bud, appreciate you stopping by. Looking forward to seeing you in a few weeks when we got Boca here for the preseason.
Yes, sir.
All right, my man.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks. Thank you. Good luck to you, Quincy.
All right, Quincy Rogers there, man. We're looking forward to seeing him. Gary, you know, I watched some of the film from some of the camps, and I watched him, and he was talking about what he's been working on, that one-step explosion.
He's done a good job.
He had it. I know you got to talk to
I got to
Angela
talk
here.
to Angela.
All right. So we've got a season coming your way. If you're interested in getting tickets, you can go to ticketspigot.com and look for tickets there. Season tickets, I believe, will be on there. Certainly, game by game will be there and available for you as well. So that's ticketspigot.com. Of course, we will have the games both on Christian FM at 91.9 FM, 96.3 in Port St. Lucie. We will also have it on this YouTube channel, Vero Nation Network. So we'll be very excited to get this season underway.
All right, Paul, we got a special guest here.
Is this one of our newbies?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Tyler.
Is this Tyler Aronson?
How do you say it?
Aronson.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah, lift that up just a little bit. There you go. Good job.
Welcome,
All right.
welcome to Vero.
Thank you.
All right.
To be here.
Well, I guess question number one is why Vero?
I think Coach Jay does a great job. I have a lot of trust in him to help me become the best quarterback I can be throughout my high school career. So, yes, sir.
Well, I had a chance. I heard about you coming in, and so I went and looked. You were playing at Benjamin last year.
Yes, sir.
And so I went and looked at your numbers. Very impressive. Threw for over 2,000 yards last year as a sophomore.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I love some of the highlights that I saw.
Thank you.
What do you feel like are your strengths?
I feel like my strengths are my accuracy and especially downfield, but I can do accuracy all over the field. And I feel like I have good touch on the ball. I'm good at controlling games, and I stay calm no matter what. So,
You know, the thing that impressed me was your touchdown to interception ratio.
Yes, sir.
You did a good job protecting the ball.
Yes, sir.
You asked your quarterbacks, especially when you're a sophomore, not to beat you, but you were productive on both off throwing the ball, but also in a defensive manner. Your turnover ratio was excellent for a young quarterback.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was good.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, Tyler, you've had a chance to work with the team, obviously. How long has it been? What, about 5 weeks or so now? Yeah,
4 or 5 weeks.
something like that. Okay. How's the chemistry going? And how do you feel? Are you grasping the playbook? How's that coming along?
I am for sure. I'm getting better with everything every day. I mean, I'm super comfortable with the guys. I'm building relationships with them, and we're building chemistry, and it's getting better every single day. So I'm super excited for the season. It's going to be a good one.
How's it feel to be able to have a guy like Dre on one side of you, Troy on the other? Now you're trying to work the pieces on the inside. But to have a guy like Dre, the speed and the athleticism, a commitment to Florida State and all like that. How's it feel to have a kid like that being able to go up and get your balls?
I'm super grateful for it. We're building a special bond, and this is going to be a special season between me and him. For sure.
Let me ask you, do you have a problem running the ball when you need to?
No, sir.
You lower that shoulder
Yes,
pretty
sir.
good? You're
Yes,
a big
sir.
boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
How much you weigh?
About 210.
Yeah, you look solid and everything
Now,
like that.
I'm hearing some rumblings here, so if this is just a rumor, please dispel this one. But I heard, is there a verbal commit to a college now?
Yes, sir. I committed yesterday to SMU.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
Very
Yes, sir.
nice.
Now, you don't know that I do this because you and I have just met, but I broadcast for UCF.
Really?
I'm the color commentator
Yes,
for
sir.
UCF. Been there 26 years, and we play SMU this year at home here. So, wow. Well, I wish you the best.
Thank you. I
That's a
appreciate
great
that.
program out there. They throw the ball. They beat us last year, and so we're hoping to get back at them this year. But congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
I'm just glad you're here, and you've got a year here this year and next year. So we got you for 2 years. We're excited, and SMU, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Flip it.
Well, I know
Flip it.
you're looking at this stadium here, but you haven't seen it when it's full. And I tell you that August 19th game is going to be a special event for you. I'm looking forward to it. I know you're probably getting all excited already. I know we're getting excited about the season too. So get ready. It's going to be a special time for you.
I'm super excited.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
to you, and
Thank
we'll
you.
be talking to you throughout
Thank
the
you.
year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, that's Tyler Harrison, Lord. He is most likely going to be our starting quarterback, but looking to be at the quarterback position here. A verbal commit to SMU now, and just a junior, folks, just a junior. It's going to be interesting to see how this team is going to shape up. All right, we got another special treat here.
This young man is very talented, Paul. This young man, during the spring, they were looking at him at H.
Oh.
They knew he can run the ball.
Yeah.
But they looked at him at H and his ability to catch the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then he breaks off a 65-yard run in the spring game,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden, it's no longer at H. It's more going to be at the F spot. Him and Quincy be working together and as a tandem in that. And Jaquan Jean is our guest, and he is I guess to say officially a running back again.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Having been out at H, what did you learn more about football? Because you've been a running back most of your whole career.
Yeah. I learned that it's more of vision and patience. A running back is more like when you first start off, it's more you're in a rush. You want to just hit the hole, get out of there. At H is more patience and understanding the defense and reading the defense and understanding how to get outfield and work on your footwork. It's more patience than running back. It's just that taught me how to be patient, how to understand the field, read the defense.
I watched him during the spring, and I really thought, I said, whoa, this young man's got some good hands out there. It was learning the scheme, and I think the thing that you're talking about is knowing which block you got to go, and you got to, when you run a screen, it's making sure you get your man, and those are things that, whereas as a running back, you got the end man on the line, or you got to pick up the blitz from that side coming across there. But what you give us as a tandem of running backs, kind of like Quincy and Reggie were last year, you're going to be that this year, the two of the running backs. And if you, as a running back, have you found you're really excited about that?
Yes, very.
Yeah, when you broke that long run against Palm Beach Central, what were you thinking? Don't catch me?
Honestly, it was nothing in my head. It was just get there. Just get out of there. Just get out of there.
So what have you been working on in the off season to get better as a running back?
I've been working on my agility, my speed, my vision. I like to watch videos and sort of have mentors tell me what to look for because hitting the hole was kind of like one of my downfalls because I was such in a hurry to get outfield. I wasn't following the holes right.
Yeah, right.
So just being patient, hitting the holes, and that's really the main thing.
Good.
I was excited for that.
Good.
Once I started to understand that, now it just comes easy.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Well, Jaquan, we're excited for you. We're happy for you. And we want to wish you a great year. Have
you.
a fantastic
I
year.
appreciate
He's
that.
a great kid, Paul.
Yeah,
I want
he
you to
is.
know this
He
young
is.
man is a good young man.
Yeah, he is. All right, buddy. Take care. We'll see you in a few weeks.
You too. Thank you.
All right. All right, so that's Jaquan Jean. He'll be in that backfield along with Quincy Rogers. Got Brock Thomas coming in here. And
Hey, Brock.
Hey, Brock. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Yeah, here. Lift that up just a little bit for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there's the camera we look at, and you got the microphone, and Vero Nation's ready to see what Brock Thomas is going to bring to the field this year.
Yes, sir.
What are we going to see?
Hopefully, a lot of catches, a lot of yards. Be just a good part of the team.
I had the privilege of coaching this young man when he was on the JV.
And he got better in spite of it.
In spite
Yeah,
of it,
yeah,
he got
yeah,
better. But
yeah.
he had soft hands. He could catch the ball. He was a little undersized at that time, but he was a really hard worker. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest, but he was one of the most consistent receivers we had. And I saw it last year when you got into games last year. The catches you made, you were more mature about it. You were more you could see your athleticism has developed. Now they got you at H.
Yes, sir.
And you got some good competition in there. But I think you're ready for it. I think you're ready to be that guy.
I think so too. Yes, sir.
The main thing about the H is that you've got to be able to go in motion, run those little tosses. But the main thing is coming across on routes and being able to catch the ball in a crowd.
Correct. Yes, sir.
So are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
What brought you to this point, Brock? What did you do to get yourself in this position?
Just a lot of hard work. Just doing the same thing every day. Just trying to get better every day at practice.
You did. You did. I think you did a great job. Congratulations. We wish you the best this year. We want to talk to you a few times this year as ending of the game. So
Yes, sir.
have a great season.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, that's Brock Thomas. Be looking to play one of those inside receiver positions here for us this season as we'll get underway on August the 19th against Boca Raton here at the Citrus Bowl, which will begin a 7-game stretch of being here at home back to back to back, and it's going to be a good time here. Again, if you want to get your tickets, you can find it at ticketspigot.com. And if you're not able to make it to the games, of course, you can listen to it on the radio or you can watch it here on our YouTube channel at Vero Nation Network. And, boy, I tell you what, here's a guy that we've been talking about for quite a while. Kisney Brown.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, we're good, man. So you ready?
Yes, sir. Couldn't be more ready.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Don't lie.
Nah, I ain't lying.
Come
to
on.
you. I'm ready.
Come on.
We itching out here.
You tired of hitting the same old guy every day?
Yeah, we tired of it. We go against each other all the time, getting better every day. But we ready to get out there and get out to some real competition now.
All right. It's now heading into August.
Yes,
What's
sir.
been going on with you from January to now?
Just a lot of hard work. Working with my younger guys. Still keeping in contact with the older guys, talking to them, working on my technique, getting my get off right. And, I'm no stranger to the weight room either. So it's a lot of hard work.
You got some guns? You got some guns?
I got a little something.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, as your position,
Yes, sir.
And are you going to play on the end?
I'm going to be on the inside, but Coach B is a great coach and teaches us to be very versatile, so I can play from inside all the way to the outside.
All right. So, what did you
And
work
Coach
on?
B being Randy
Bethel, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Coach Bethel's got you working on that inside. So what have you been working on specifically to get better at that position?
Really just my get off in my hands. If you can beat the guy's feet and his hands, he can't block you at all. So
Nice.
just working on that.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
This young man has traveled this summer to different camps all around.
Yes, sir.
And you've tell us about that, having fun.
A lot of success, a lot of fun. Went to FAU, UCF, USF, going undefeated in those camps. The only camp I lost to is one against my guy Dalton Jordan. He's so used to going against me, so he know a little bit of my moves. But everybody else, it was just great competition.
Wow.
Well, and that's one thing it is that they'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
They, Paul and Dalton will tell you, and Chase and them, you've made them better.
Yes, sir.
You've made them better. As much as they've helped you become better, you've made them a better better players.
They better say that.
I hope so.
Or they got to pay, right?
Yes, sir. We all work together, make each other better every single day.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, kids. You're going to have a lot of fun this year as a senior.
Yes, sir. Most
we
definitely.
wish you the best.
Thank you.
Okay?
All right, buddy.
Have a good
It's
one.
good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
All right. That's Kisney Brown. He's going to be playing on that defensive tackle position, and we're hoping that he's going to bring it to the team. Yeah. So Vondravius Jacobs, last year as a receiver, 49 catches, a little over 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. None more special than probably that Westwood game where you had 5?
Yeah, that was against Fort Pierce Central.
Fort Pierce Central, that's right. Yeah,
Yes,
Fort
sir.
Pierce Central. Wow, that was a half.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. So, last year, dealt with a little bit of a hamstring that just kept nagging at you a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I would assume by now it's 100% healthy.
Of course, yes, sir.
Yeah, you ready to play?
Of course. I haven't felt, I feel like out of all my years of high school, this is probably the best I've felt. So, I'm excited for that.
All right.
You got a quarterback that can sling that ball too now.
Yes, sir.
Throws a tight pass, and Dre, what excites me about you is that as a former tight end and working with receivers and stuff, I love the way you have matured on your role.
Yes, sir.
You take the responsibility very seriously. If you got to block, you block.
Yes, sir.
And you run your routes good, you jump. And a kid has a chance with you. And I've heard Lenny Jankowski say, listen, you got one of the best receivers out there. If you read the coverage, throw it up, give him, if the only guy that's going to catch it be him, most of the time he'll catch it.
Yes, sir.
So that's that athleticism about you that has made you a 4-star recruit, and you've made a commitment. And I have to say this, I'm very proud
Yes, sir.
that
Thank you.
you've chose my school,
Yes,
Florida
sir.
State, to go to, and I know they'll be watching, they'll be rooting for you to have a good year. But
Yes, sir.
having a guy like Tyler as quarterback, how's that been for you?
It's been great. Like you said, he can sling it. I feel I'm confident in him to make any throw in the field. I feel like he has confidence in me to go make any catch that he throw. He can throw me open. He's just a very good player. He has a very good arm, very good accuracy. He can rip it down the field. So we just got to make things shake.
Dre, is there things that you, on this offseason now, that you've specifically worked on to make you better as a receiver?
Yes, sir. Really, tighten up my route running. I added a couple pounds over the summer. I gained 15 pounds over the summer. So, just the physical aspect of the game, just adding more meat and muscle to my body frame.
Anytime you want any more pounds, just come to me. I'll give them to you. No questions asked. I'll be happy to give you
Yes,
a
sir.
few of them. That's awesome. So you've got this season coming up, man. You got goals in mind?
I really don't got any personal goals. I feel like I accomplished, my goal was to get an offer from my favorite school. So that's already out the way.
Yep.
Now, I really just have team goals, Let's get farther in the playoffs. Let's win district this year.
Yep.
Let's just basically do better than we did last season.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
I like it. Well, good luck to you, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
Look forward to seeing you on August 19th.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
All right.
All right, that is Dre Jacobs. And we'll be looking for some special things from him as we continue to talk to some of the players here and get one of our returning linebackers coming in. Bucky Rojas is going to join us here for a few minutes and talk a little bit about this upcoming season. Bucky, first of all, thanks for joining us. Welcome back. I know, and I keep saying that, it's really us that needs to be welcome back because you guys haven't left. You guys have been here nonstop working on all kinds of stuff. What have you been doing in the off season?
I've been working out with my brother, working on my coverage and stuff, working on tackling, and in the weight room.
So you got a new coach, and Coach Bill Mata, Lou Ferrari's joined in as well. What's it been like working under those guys for just a few months?
It's a big change coming from with Coach Les. It was at first it was hard. I had to take it all in at once, and then I got used to it.
Yeah. Well, you made some dividends on that because you got that punt block and return in the spring game, man. That was a nice little show of speed there.
Well, the one thing I like about you, and is your speed is one thing. Two is you're a hybrid type of you can drop back and play coverages too. Plus you blitz and plus you tackle well. I mean, you got one thing I think that you, Bucky, you do well, and Paul will hear me say it on radio a lot, is that linebackers need to be able to find the ball. And the quicker they can find the ball, put their eyes on the ball, the better reactor they're going to be. And it's how you react to you, and you've done a great job of, to me, as being an open field tackler. You've put on some weight since last season, and you look stronger, and you look like you're ready to play both that. And when I say a hybrid, you can be almost like a safety linebacker type position. But the way you react I'm really proud the way you play aggressive.
Yeah, I just go 100% effort every play. That's what it is about.
Absolutely.
Oh, your brother did that too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Bucky, we appreciate you stopping by here. We're looking forward to seeing you guys out there in just a few weeks when we got Boca here to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to you, my friend. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, we're going to slide a few more guys in here. As the team now is starting to, get some instruction from Coach Jay here. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him in just a little bit. But in the meantime,
we got Dalton Jordan
here.
How's it going?
Good, buddy.
Right.
How you doing?
Hanging out.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You been enjoying the off season?
Oh, yeah. It's been a beautiful summer.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice, cool summer, right?
Nice, cool
yeah, it's
summer.
awesome,
Yeah.
right?
Just hang out.
So you're getting set for the start of the season. It's just about 2.5 weeks away or so. What have you been working on?
Honestly, this summer's been perfecting the craft. Like, really honing in, making sure everything, all your technique is perfect.
Yeah.
Or not perfect, but, there.
Yes.
Yeah, there.
Yep. And are you talking about your footwork, your handwork, all of it? Or
Footwork, handwork, making sure there's no, in game, there's really no mistakes.
Yep. Yeah, Gary, you were talking about that, grading out with the high percentage there.
Yeah, this is the thing that I've always said about linemen. If you win 7 out of 10 battles, then you're in the 70%. That means the guy across from you is in the 30s, and his coach is not going to like that at all. And it's the mentality. One thing that I can tell you, Dalton, that I like about this line, you guys have gotten a little bit of a nasty attitude, and I love that. I think you got to play aggressive as an offensive lineman because that guy across from you is going to try to rip your head off, and he's going to try to tear your running back or quarterback apart. And there's been a lot of good things said about you guys this year. You've been to a lot of camps this summer.
Yes,
what
sir,
have you learned most from those camps?
Not letting it get to your head, not letting the nerves set in, and just relax and be out there like you know what you're doing. Just play ball.
You're gonna get beat every now and then. You can't worry.
Can't let it get to your head.
Can't let it get to your head. You just got to get mad, and you got to grit your teeth and say, "Okay, let's do that again." You know.
Yeah, and you got to worry about those tight ends complaining all the time.
Have
stuff,
you got do you want to play college ball?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have anybody talking to you yet?
I have a few colleges waiting for the fall, and to watch the season and see how it plays out. But
yeah,
I think from last year to this year, you guys have grown physically. You guys have gotten stronger, and you've gotten. To me, I was out there this spring watching you guys, and I loved the way you guys. Your footwork was good. Your athleticism. It's a pretty good. You guys are pretty athletic. This offensive line.
It may not be the biggest, but we could be the most athletic.
Yeah. So that and working with Coach Willis, what's it like working with him?
Oh, he's high energy. He's always pumped up. He makes you feel good, pumped up.
Yeah, and again, you need that. As you come off the line, you come out, and you guys talk to each other. And the center is an important position to play because he's the one that tells you guys the scheme, what's up front, and all like that. So you guys have all got to listen. It is a unit. It's a unit, and it's a brotherhood. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter who is, but a lineman, there's a bondage, and I can tell you that having played in the NFL and in college about linemen, there's a bondage, and it's a brotherhood that lasts probably your whole lifetime because you guys will always remember each other. When you come back to reunions, you guys will gather and see and talk about the season and all like that. But it is a brotherhood, isn't it?
Yes, sir. We've been going to a lot of camps together, traveling. I know a couple of us went to South Carolina with each other to go for a camp, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I heard about your coastal Carolina trip with all the planes, delays, and you guys got caught up in that, and you got there at the end, and the coach, but you did get to meet the head coach. and he promised that he would evaluate you, look at you guys and all too over the year. But he said, "I'll never forget the Vero Beach boys." So.
Definitely a trip to remember.
Cool.
Well, we wish you the best, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great year.
Thank you.
Be a
buddy.
big leader out there.
Thank you for stopping by. All right. I think we're going to get another lineman in here. This one, I don't know. I don't even know if we should really talk to this one or not. Maybe we should.
Maybe.
Maybe he's got something special. He might have some insights on some things that, are maybe not necessarily related to Vero Beach football. We might have to save that for another broadcast. But Paul Paris, Gary and Bobby's grandson, GT's oldest son. Look at that. How about it, buddy? You're in your senior season. Can you believe it?
Came quick.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah.
He's a big boy. Look how big.
He is a big boy. Wonder where you got that from.
I gotta set up, try to catch him. Just try to catch him here. He's Paul. You've come a long way as a lineman. You started out as our center, and then Coach realized that we needed strength to the left side because of right-handed quarterbacks, and they moved you to left tackle. Mm-hmm. And what was the hardest thing you had to learn as a tackle?
Honestly, just to get, because the nose is slow, and compared to the ends, I just got to get. I had to get quicker, just because the ends are way faster.
Yeah, well, that nose tackle, you can get up and you can lean on him a little bit, but those ends, you're right, they come flying across there, and you learn that. You went to summer. We just had Dalton with us, and you guys went to a lot of camps together. Mm-hmm. How'd that help you?
It helped me. Big mental, because you're not gonna win every rep. There's not padded. You gotta mentally challenge yourself to you're gonna get beat, but get ready for the next rep. Pretty much, and just stuff like that.
So you ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there one that you're circling on that schedule right now?
No, I'm ready for all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just can't wait for the first one.
And when you got that first one, you really don't know much about the team. So how do you try to get prepared for Boca?
Just go against our defense. Our D-line's probably the best in the state. Mm-hmm. So just going against them, it helps us every day.
Awesome, my friend. Well, thanks for stopping by. Looking forward to seeing you out there on the field in about 2.5 weeks or so, yeah?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, buddy.
Good luck to you, Paul.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
All right, bud. See ya. All right, that is Paul Paris. We got Elijah Anderson's going to jump in here with us and talk a little bit about that secondary as we get set here. They call him Xbox, and that's going to be my first question. Is why Xbox? Where does that come from?
A couple years ago, I was staying home, not coming to practice, playing Xbox.
You're honest.
Nice,
You're honest
nice.
about that. I bet your mama got mad, too, because I know her.
Yes, sir.
Well, Elijah, you're getting her set for the start of the season. Secondary, and that's always a tough group because, you got to figure out where those receivers are going to go. You got to read that well. So what have you been doing in the offseason to get yourself ready and better prepared to play your position?
Just practicing, going against the offense, trying to get better.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Do you try to, as far as your drills, you're trying to improve your speed. How do you do that?
Going to the beach, doing that, doing a whole lot of stuff.
Nice. What do you see out of this secondary? You look at the four guys, the other three guys that'll be with you on the field. What do you see as the strengths, and what do you see as the challenges?
The number one receiver, I got to look at him because me as a safety, I got to look at number two, and then if he disappears, I got to look at one, and that's kind of difficult.
Sure.
And you're playing a tough position in the sense because you're almost like the hybrid. You have to be able to do run support. You have to be able to drop into coverages, and you got to, if you see that sweep coming, you got to get across there, and you've got to be the man to make that tackle. And again, you're not a linebacker size, but you're a very talented athlete. And, your brother was very good, and your family, you come from a family of football.
Yes,
and it's trickled down to you. How do you feel right now, as Paul asked you about, but what is the thing that you are working on the hardest to make you a better hybrid linebacker safety?
Just practicing, training.
Lifting your weights?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Weight room, Coach B. That my boy.
Yeah, Coach Beth will get after you, won't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, buddy, we appreciate you stopping by. Looking forward to the start of the season and seeing you guys out there. All right,
Xbox.
Yeah. How about let's just say 4 picks this year. Got it?
Try to get 5.
All right. I like it. All right, my man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
All right. Yeah, we're here at Media Day here, checking out the new version of the Fighting Indians, 2022 Fighting Indians, as the season will get started on August 19th when we have Boca Raton come here to the Citrus Bowl, and that'll begin a 7-game stretch here at home. We'll have some great teams coming in here. Palm Beach Gardens, we got Miami Palmetto, Wellington, all coming here to the Citrus Bowl. So Nate Guinn is going to join us here. Nate was playing on that defensive line last year. Now he's moved over to the other side of the ball. He likes to flash. He wants to catch the ball. Nate, talk about making that transition, moving to the offensive side. How's it going for you? I mean, it looks like it's doing some paying off because I believe now you've got a verbal to Illinois, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's been going good. I got to learn from a Vero Beach legend, Gary Parrish, so in the spring, so that helped a lot. Getting to learn the plays was probably my biggest transformation or
challenge.
Challenge.
Yeah.
Because on defense, you only got 8 plays at most.
Exactly.
On offense, you probably got.
One of the things that really helped Nate in his transition, and it's not easy. He'll tell you, it's not easy to be a hybrid Y tight end because you have to come down tight to the line. You're required to block, take on 260-pound ends or 240-pound ends, and you got to block your linebacker. But then you got to go outside and still be flexible enough to run the Y position from a slot formation. The one thing he did really well, I thought, this year is he picked up the plays pretty quick. He did a good job of understanding the routes and the plays. I think the thing that he has to work on more and continue to work on is being able to get his hand-eye coordination, getting it timed. And that's the thing that I think he has the potential. He's 6'6", 220-some-odd pounds. He runs a 4.6 40, and he's got, the problem is he's never played tight end, and schools just haven't seen you as a tight end. And I told him, I said, in the future you're going to see, and the success you have, schools are going to start you'll get more than one offer. I promise you. But there's things you got to work on. You got to improve yourself because you are and you've done well. You've adjusted well to it. I thought you had a really good spring. I just think that you, again, as you get stronger, is just learn to get that hand-eye coordination, and that'll, instead of all of a sudden your head, you're like this, and all of a sudden you know the ball's coming, then it's on you before you know it. You've got to anticipate that a little better, and I know you will.
Yes, sir. To help me with that, we actually got a ball machine. So this whole week break, I've probably caught 1,200 balls.
That's beautiful.
On it every day.
That's good.
That's beautiful, and don't stop that.
Yes,
you should at least catch 50 to 100 before a game practice, and after practice, be out there. You got somebody that can put that ball in for you. Let it go, and just continue to work on that because that'll improve your skill.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nate. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah.
Looking forward to
Good
seeing
luck
you this
to
season,
Have
buddy.
a great year.
All right. That is Nate Guinn. Going to be playing on the offensive side of the ball this year for the Fighting Indians. And the guy that takes care of all things related to Fighting Indians athletics and especially football is our man Lenny Jankowski. And Coach has always got his hands full. And so we appreciate any time that you can give us. We take it, man. And but the buzz, I feel it, Lenny. I feel the buzz starting to build here about this program. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. It's. I think it's this media day. You guys being out here doing this live, and just right around the bend, August 1st. That's got a nice little ring to it, and that's the first day of official practice. And summer's a grind, and we've been hot at it, each and every day this summer, and gave them a little time off this week to recharge. I think, us as coaches needed it as much as the players. And I think everybody's going to be excited about Monday morning when we officially kick off practice. And when you think the first game is the 19th, against another opponent, and then you really start getting the juices going and the nerves and the anxiety and all the things that go along with that.
Yeah, because you got school's going to kick in here pretty soon, so you got to deal with all of that. Change your practice schedule from the morning to the afternoon, all that kind of stuff, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
So tell me about this schedule, man. Obviously, first of all, I told you this the other day. Thank you so much for all these home games. Really appreciate that. That's nice. Love the home cooking. I know it probably maybe I don't know if it's as tough as it's been the last couple of years. How hard was it to put a schedule together?
It's difficult, and it was the 9 games home games didn't happen by accident. Last year was unfortunate that we lost 3 home games, including our homecoming. And you mentioned, I think when we first got started here today, that some of the other things, some of my other duties at school, including being the athletic director. When you lose 3 home varsity football games, that doesn't help with athletic revenue and all that comes in. So it was a goal to get some home games. I didn't realize we'd be able to get 9, especially with the quality of opponent that we have. We've got a couple new additions to the schedule. You're talking about Martin County that's, in our district now. They were an undefeated team last year in the regular season and district champs. Port St. Lucie was a district champ last year. They're on the schedule. We've played them in years past, but not in the last couple years. Miami Palmetto is one of the powerhouses in Dade County. They'll be coming to the Citrus Bowl. And then 2 of the better teams from Palm Beach County, Palm Beach Gardens and Wellington, both coming up here to the Citrus Bowl. So we're excited about our schedule.
Normally, a lot of schools like to front end their season with talented teams. You got front end, middle, and end. Right, I mean, you got to schedule a bunch of. You have some great teams we're playing this year.
We do. And I think that's always part of our strategy and scheduling is you want to load up that schedule with talented teams and test yourself. Of course, we don't return a bunch of starters. We've got 2 returning starters on offense and 4 returning starters on defense, and so that's fairly that's a limited number. But I think what people forget, or when you talk just starters returning, we had a lot of guys that, and it's a credit to our coaches and our players, but we had a lot of guys in rotation last year. So although we didn't have guys that we define a returning starter as a guy that started 5 games or more. So although we don't have that, we have a lot of guys that with playing time, with game experience, have clocked some minutes, and we've really had a great summer, and I'm really excited about this group.
That is awesome, and
you can tell it in your attitude. You're just the big smile you have, and you and I have talked, and I've talked with Paul. You've got us excited too about this season.
Yeah, we're really excited about what's coming up, and we had a chance to meet Tyler, who's going to compete for that quarterback spot there, Lenny, and talk about this offense. All of a sudden looks a little different now.
No doubt. I mean, first, big congratulations to Tyler. He just committed to SMU, and that's a big deal for him. He's a highly recruited quarterback, and he got here, as you guys have probably already talked about. He got here the middle of the summer, and he's steady work. He's a hard worker, and as you would expect, a hard worker. He's steady work, learning our offense, learning our terminology. We've worked together very well so far, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to work with him. He's very talented. The ball jumps out of his hand a little different than most, and he's just a rising junior. He's clocked a lot of minutes. He's a 2-year starter, and so he has some experience. Just doesn't have the experience here. So I'm excited, like I said, to get an opportunity to work with him and watch him develop and grow as a player in our offense.
Season tickets, are they still available?
They are, and want to encourage people. It's a little different. Ticketspicket.com. You can go on there. I like to compare it to like if you were buying a concert ticket on Ticketmaster or something like that. You can see the seat map of our stadium. So oftentimes people want to sit a certain, I want to be up in the middle or on the 50 or, and those kinds of seats are still available. They're available to the general public. We worked hard through getting our current season ticket holders, our season ticket holders from the past, that information so that they get their seats first, and we've already had that time period, and I think all of our fans have gotten the seats that they have had in years past. So everything that's available now is open, and we want to pack the Citrus Bowl. I think as excited as you guys are, we're excited. I think for the most part we're through the. I know that we still have we actually have one of our players that tested positive here this week and wasn't with us today, but I think we're through most of that, and I think people can watch a game and stay safe and pack this place up and get excited about high school football again.
100% agree, man.
That's
Looking
great.
forward to it on August 19 when we got Boca here.
It's not far away either.
Not far away at all.
Yeah, I know. So, hey, man, appreciate your time.
Well, thank you guys for doing this. This is great, and it's always a pleasure to see you. We're excited about, Christian FM, our YouTube broadcast, and all of what you guys do in the broadcast, and of course, Miss Bobby Paris and her show with the ladies in the Fighting Indian football. Yeah, the senior moms and all the segments that you guys do. So we're looking forward to a great season.
Likewise. Can't wait to see you, man.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Head coach Lenny Jankowski getting set for our first game on August the 19th here at the Citrus Bowl, preseason game against Boca Raton. And again, as you heard him say, tickets are still available. Season tickets, individual games are available. You go to ticketspicket.com to find your tickets. You can see the map of the stadium, pick a seat, and then come join us for a lot of fun. And Friday nights are absolutely special here at the Citrus Bowl and Vero Beach Fighting Indians football. We'll get a chance here in just a minute. I think Bill Motta's going to make his way over here.
Yeah, he's working his way over
and,
to
we'll talk a little bit about this defensive unit that is going to be out on the field. And it's going to be a good time. Funny thing, a couple weeks ago, Gary, I was on vacation, went down to the Keys, and I'm sitting there having dinner with my wife. I look up, and this guy walks by, and I'm like, hey, there's Bill Motta.
Yeah.
So did you have a good time down there in the Keys?
Oh, way better time than I deserved, that's for sure. It's always great to get away and relax.
Absolutely. So, and get back to it because the work, you guys have been working all summer. Man, you guys have just been hitting it hard. But now you're starting to see, okay, that August 19th date's coming up here pretty quick, man. How's the unit looking? And are you think the guys going to be ready to play when Boca hits the turf?
Oh, they'll be ready to play. They've been working hard all summer. They've really embraced what Randy does in the weight room. We've got our base package installed. I'm excited for them. We have very talented players. We've got an opportunity. It kind of reminds me of that story of the king and his kingdom, and all his subjects were he felt like they were getting a little spoiled. He put a boulder out in the middle of the road, and his subjects just rode by the boulder and grumbled and grumbled and grumbled, and poor one peasant just goes by, rolls a boulder out, finds a purse of gold, and there's a note saying, hey, you can keep this, I'm excited for us because if everybody embraces it and they don't act entitled and they go to work, we've got an opportunity to roll that boulder out of the way and take it to the house.
Not only do you get to know a little bit about defense, but how about a story to go with it that builds a little character out of it?
I know, right?
Bill,
Wow.
I've known you for a long, long time. I've always admired your ability to coach and your style of coaching. As I've said many times to our listeners, that what Lenny Jankowski brings to this offense is exciting. It's talent. Your multiple formations. You never know what he's going to throw at you. That's the same thing you do on defense. You're aggressive. You run disguises as well as anybody I've ever seen. You decoy your quarterbacks, and you never know where the blitz or the stunt's coming from with your style of defense.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the defense is predicated on, and the boys. And again, anybody who says, "Hey, you're just going out there and banging heads," is out of control because these guys got a lot to learn mentally, and they're being prepared for something a lot bigger than football when they can go out there. And we got a pre-snap checklist that we've got to go through: down, distance, field position, formation. That all's done before the ball's even snapped, and then they got to react in a second and get where they're supposed to be with an obstacle in their way and know the play and their responsibility. We got two farmers in the same hole, then there's a big gap somewhere else, and inevitably that's where the ball is going to leak to. So, you know, it might be a little more complicated than just lining up and saying, hey, you know, if I had 4 Reggie Whites up front, we'd be okay. I don't think anybody knows who Reggie White is anymore, but you know, we'd be all right.
I do.
I do. But yeah, I think they've really embraced it and they're excited about it, and that's what's exciting to me is when the boys come back and say, hey, you know, we really like what we're doing.
Yeah.
You had, 3 starters coming back. Am I right, or is that 4?
I think you have 4.
All right, 4 on
starters.
defense, 3 on offense. Okay, Lenny was telling us. When you have 4 starters, that's like rebuilding a whole new team. I mean, you got to go out and find those pieces, find the talent, and then what talent you have, you got to make it better. How's that been for you?
Like I said, it's been great. The boys have embraced it. They've come out, and you know, you're encouraged when the guys come out to practice and they're asking questions. They're asking for extra time after practice to get understanding, and you know, like I said, we're excited about the opportunity. They're excited about it. Now, you know, what's going to really be the telltale sign is when you get hit in the mouth once or twice. Is your character going to put your head in a hole, or are you going to step up and get it done?
Another question for you, Bill. When you come in and bring a new style of defense in, how's this getting your staff aboard too? Getting them to understand and think like the unit. How's that gone for you?
Really good, really good. You know, Brian Ray Hall is going to coach the back row, the safety, the free safety, and the 2 corners. And Randy up front is going to work up front. And, you know, to me, as you know, you win everything with foundation, you know, your offensive and defensive line. So we've got to dominate up front and make the team one-dimensional. And Randy does a great job about understanding how to get hands on a guy, gap control and responsibility. And they've asked good questions. They know football. There's really no secrets in football. You know, we're gap sound. We just do it a different way with a little bit of a disguise, like you said. But at the end of the day, you got a responsibility. You got to do your responsibility, and you got to trust that your teammate is going to do his responsibility. And that's a big thing when we learn to depend on each other and we're playing as 11 instead of as 1.
Oh, that's great.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Bill, and can't wait. August 19th will be here before we know it, and good luck to you, my friend.
All right, thanks. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Good to see you, as always. We'll see you back down in the Keys, okay?
I hope so. See you.
All right. That is Coach Bill Mata, who's going to be working with us on our defensive side of the ball this year, and looking forward to having him and his staff and what they're going to bring to the table here. So, all right, are we going to shift gears here a little bit, Gary?
Yeah, we're going to step aside and let Bobby Paris interview Angela.
All right. Well, she's got to get all geared up here. So, you know, she's been sitting over there for the last hour.
We're going to let her sit over here.
You know,
can we
just
get it?
kind of watching us. I don't, you know.
Jay, do we need to move anywhere? We're still okay?
No, they can stay. They can sit right there. Angela can put on that headset right there, and you and I can just sit here and enjoy the ride here. So, yeah, Angela, there you go.
Hi. It's so good to see you, Angela. I don't know if I like having this audience, but anyway, it is what it is. It is nerve-wracking. It's summertime in Vero, in Florida, and it's football season. It's kind of hot. But we love it, don't we?
We do.
We love it.
We do. The boys have been working so hard all spring, all summer. Now it's ready to gear up.
So, Angela, tell me your last name.
Bands Off.
Bands Off.
Yes.
Okay. Angela is, I have a real privilege it's a privilege to talk to you because she is such an integral part of this program. You are the Booster Club president.
Yes.
That entails a lot. That involves a lot. So I'm going to have you tell us exactly what your role is. We know you're the president, what your goals are for this year.
Okay.
We have a 9-home game season.
Yes.
That's good.
It's very good.
That helps you all, doesn't it?
It's very good. Obviously, revenue, yes. Great,
That's it.
Great for the program. But more so, bringing the 12th man in, these last few years were tough and people were staying home and not coming, and we are wanting to pack the Citrus Bowl. 9 home games is huge. We've got season tickets on sale already. My role as booster president, we have a board of 17 members, so we've got a lot of people working behind the scenes. And it's just great. We provide support for all 3 teams, varsity, JV, freshman.
And when you say support, what are some of the things that you do?
Well, this summer we took them to FCA camp, so that was varsity, so we provided all of that for them. We help out with any equipment that's needed, helping out with anything that the coaches are needing. The biggest thing too is we feed them.
I know, and that's a lot of food for these big boys.
So starting in 2 weeks for the first game, we feed varsity after every practice. We've got some amazing in-kind sponsors. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Carrabba's, 14 Bones, they take care of us. So we feed them, but that's a lot of manpower with parents helping out, and then the rest of us, we're setting up the fields, fundraising, just trying our best to just support these kids as much as we can.
So you can always use help. How would they go about joining the Booster Club?
So boosters, you can go to our, you actually can just email me if you want to, vbfootballboosters@gmail.com will go directly to me.
Say it one more time.
vbfootballboosters@gmail.com.
Okay.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're trying to get as much word out as we can, or you can just come find me at the games.
That is amazing. You all do such a great job.
Thank you.
I mean, you really do, and we are very privileged to have such a hard-working Booster Club.
Yes.
And such a beautiful president.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very excited to be serving in this role. Both of my sons are on the team.
All right.
Very happy and very excited, and we're just looking forward to a great season. Our motto, in case anybody is seeing signs that should be going around town, is "We Are Vero." That is going to be the team motto for the season. We are Vero. So be looking for the red signs all over town, and it's going to be great.
I love it. Yeah. It's so exciting, and here we are, and it's not going to be long, a couple of weeks.
Right.
So
we're ready.
It has been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you.
And y'all join the Booster Club. It's a great way to get involved. And do you have any seniors coming up?
I do not have any seniors. I've got a freshman and a sophomore, so I'm here for a while.
Well, pretty soon, and I'll be interviewing you. So.
Yes, yeah.
Well, it's been great.
Thank you
so much for everything you do.
Appreciate it.
Okay. All right, that's Angela Benshoff, and along with Bobby Paris, Gary Paris, Ronnie Self, and Jay Kendall here helping us out with the video stream here tonight, or today, I should say. And we're looking forward to the start of the season. Preseason game will be August 19th, Boca Raton, here at the Citrus Bowl. If you want to find tickets, ticketspigot.com is where you can find your tickets. Get some tickets and join us here at the Citrus Bowl every single Friday night. As always, go Indians.